Yeah.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. It's Kabir here. So I will be taking this demo session. Let me introduce myself. I am like a real-time expert on React.js. I am working at a Meadow, which is located in the Gurugram, which is nearby Delhi. So as of now in the company, I am working on React plus Angular. So sometimes I get the task on React as well as Angular. So today, we are going to understand why we have to learn React and what are the benefits that we are going to get by learning the React.js. So today's session will be like demo session. Just we are going to understand the architecture of web application, then what is the role of React, and if you learn the React, what are the outcomes you are going to get through this course. Okay, so let me share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So today, can anyone say me what is React.js? Do you guys have that? I mean to say knowledge about React.js. What do you mean by React? So what can you do with the React? Anyone is there? Do you guys have the idea about React? It might be wrong answer. There is no issue. Just try to give the answer. Okay, no problem. So React.js is just a simple library using which you are going to build a user interface. Now, what do you mean by user interface? Now, whatever we are going to see in the browser, like for example, now here I'm opening something like Facebook, okay? Now, if you open the Facebook website, I think it's taking a time, just a minute. Yeah, now we have opened the Facebook website, right? Now whenever we open the website, we are able to see something here some text like Facebook, which is in some blue color. Then we have some two lines of text which is in black color. Then we have something like login structure, like one text box, one button. This is what we call the user interface. Means the user is going to interact with this particular application. For example, if user wanted to enter something he wanted to enter his email ID, then he can enter his password and he can log in into his particular account. So what I mean to say, now if you wanted to build such kind of user interface, for that we are going to use a React. Now you can build this particular user interface not only in React but also in some other technologies, like you have Angular, you have Vue.js, or else you can build in simple HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well. But why we have to go with React only? That's what we are going to see today in the session. So it's very clear. If someone asks you what is React.js, React.js is a simple JavaScript library which is going to build this particular user interface. Now with the React, what can you do? Just you can build a user interface. So before understanding what is the role of React, we have to understand what is the web architecture. Now, what is your entire, what is your, I mean to say, what will be your goal? Your goal is to build a web application, right? Now to build a web application, first of all you have to understand what is the architecture of web application and what is the role of a React.js in that particular web application. So let us understand what is web architecture. So now if you wanted to build a website, now it consists of three parts. The first part is called client side. where you are going to see all your like a user interface. For example, now here we are able to see some text, some login button, and some kind of stuff. This is what we called a client side application. Means this is what we are going to say user interface. Now if you wanted to build this user interface, you require some kind of technology, right? That kind of technologies are called client side technologies. So in web architecture, the first part will be like client side technology. So let me take it as a client side technologies. Now what are the client side technologies? You have so many, like the basic are like HTML, then you have something like CSS, then you have JavaScript, then you have something like React.js, and you have something like Angular. You have bunch of technologies, right? Now I'm just mentioning few of them. Now using this particular technology, you can build a client side, client side architecture. Now you have one more thing called server side. The second part will come like on server side. Now, what are the technologies that you are going to build in server side? What do you mean by server side? Now, when you come to your Facebook application, here you are going to enter your email ID, your password, and you are going to click on login, right? Now, whether that particular user is already registered or he is a like authorized user or not, you need to check that, right? For that, we have to use one of the technology at the server, and that type of validations or the data what you whenever you are going to log in the Facebook, right, you have to get your profile. So like your name, your photos, your post, all that data will be stored somewhere. From there you have to fetch and it has to be shown on your web page, right? So all this operation will be done by server side technologies. So what are the server side technologies that you are going to use? For example, you are going to use something like Java, then something called like .NET or Python, right? These are the like basic examples. Then you will have one database. What is the database? Database is a software where you are going to store some kind of data. For example, you like in Facebook, you have your profiles, you have your post, you have your messages that you are going to chat with your friends, right? All that data will be stored somewhere, and that something is not called is called database. For example, this is your data. So what kind of database? So we have the different kinds of databases. One is called structural database and non-structural. So for example, we have the databases like Oracle. Then we have something like MySQL. Then we have something like MongoDB. So we have different databases. So this is like a high level structure of your web application, which consists of client side. Then you have something like server side is called server. And then you have something called database. Now, what you are going to do now, whenever you are going to hit your application, right? For example, you have hit www.facebook.com, something you are able to see here, right? This login page, this is like your client side. Now, what you are going to do, you are going to enter your email ID, then you are going to enter your password, then you are going to click on the login. So whenever you are going to click on login, a request will go. We are going to send one request to the server by sending your credentials. Now, what server side technology will do? It might be Java, it might be .NET, Python, or it might be like Node.js. Now, it is going to take your email ID, it is going to take your password, okay, from this request. Now, it is going to connect to your database, right? Now by connecting database, it will give that email ID and the password to this database. Now what they are going to do in the database, they are going to check whether this particular user is existed or not. If he is existed, then it is going to take all the data of that user and it is going to return back that particular data to the user, sorry, to the server. Now what server technology will do, it will take that data, it will perform some operation, and it is going to give that particular data to the client. Now that data is going to come in some format, that format is called JSON format, right? Now whenever the data is going to come to this client as a JSON format. Now what client side will be doing, he will take that data and he will display in proper UI format, so that user can understand a particular data. Like what data you are going to get. You are going to get your name, your email ID, your phone number, your images, like that will be coming as a raw data. But what client side people will do, they will display in such a way that a user can understand what that data is. Like he is going to create one image, he is going to display that image. He is going to create one name field, he will display his name. He will display his email, phone number in proper way, so that a end user can easily understand. So what is the role of a client side technology or a front end developer? His role is nothing but take the data from server and build a UI. So what kind of UI he need to build? He might need to build a text box, or else some data. Like for example, he wanted to build something login page. So what he wanted to do, he will building one text box, one more text box, one button, one kind of link. So all this has to be built by a front end engineer. So what is the role of React.js? The role of React.js is nothing but to build this kind of UI. I hope this is clear. If someone asks you what is React.js, it's very simple, just to build a user interface. It is one of the library of JavaScript. Now, you might get confused, like what is library? Okay, now I am telling like React.js is a library of JavaScript. So what is library? Now, library is nothing but collection of some predefined functions. Now, what we are going to do in the JavaScript, we are going to write some functions to do a particular task. So what React.js is going to provide, it is going to provide us some bunch of predefined functions. What do you mean by predefined functions? The logic of that functions already written by someone. Now we have to use just that function. So what we have to know, we have to know, okay, this function is for this purpose, this function is for this purpose. Then according to our requirement, which function is required, that's what we have to analyze. Okay, you understood? Okay, for this particular requirement, this function is useful. Just take that function, call that function. So whatever the logic has been written in that function by someone, you are going to get the outcome of that particular function. So what is the benefit of it? Now you are like, now you don't need to write that complex logic to do that particular task. That's what we call the library. So if someone asks you what is library, library is like a collection of predefined functions. That's it. So this is like a high level architecture of your web. So it consists of one client side, then it will consist of one server side and one database. Now database is used to store the data. Server side, like server is used to perform some business logics, and client side is used to just display the data whatever you are getting from the database. Now someone might ask me question, why do we require server? Can we directly send a request from client to the database? No, because we cannot send such kind of request, because this particular technology doesn't have that capability to interact directly with the database. So for that purpose, we required someone in the middle, that is nothing but server side. Now, whatever we are going to build in the server, that is going to be nothing but to handle your business logic. So this is like simple architecture of your web, and this is what the client side. So using the React, we are going to focus only on this part. So this is the part of what we are going to do with the React, means we are going to build a user interface. That's it. Now, why React? Why not Angular? Why can't we build a user interface using your HTML, CSS, JavaScript? That's what we wanted to know. So let us consider one scenario. Now I wanted to build one web page. Okay. Now let's consider this is my web page. Now in this web page, I have three links. Like I have something called here home. Then I have something like about. Then I have something called services. Right. Now my requirement is whenever I'm going to click on this particular home, some data will be displayed here. If I click on about, some data regarding our company is going to be displayed here. If I click on services, now it is going to display the data, the service that our company is going to provide. Okay. Now such user interface, if you wanted to build, you can go with any one of the technology. Now what happens if you wanted to build home? For example, in home you wanted to build one login page. Okay. And in about you wanted to show some images, some videos, some kind of text. In the services also you wanted to show some complex UI, right? Now to build such kind of UI, you might take some days, like you might take something like 10 days. Okay. Now you get one more requirement. Someone told, okay, now when I click on services, one more web page should be opened. Okay. One more web page should be opened. In that web page, I will have some more 3 links. So I will have something like link 1, then I have something like link 2, then I have something like called link 3. Okay. In the same way, if I click on link 1, again some data should be displayed. If link 2, same, some other data should be displayed. If I click on link 3, some more data should be displayed. Now what happens if you are using HTML, CSS and JavaScript to build such kind of application? You have to build for home one user interface, you have to build one more user interface for about, same for services, same for link 1, for link 2, for link 3. Now it is going to take lot of time, because you are going to write all the logic or the UI to build such kind of application. But what React is telling, React is saying you build only one app, like only one template. Like for example, you are going to build this particular template, now which is going to consist of home, about and service. Now reuse same logic to build this kind one more template. Now instead of writing same template, same logic for multiple time, just write for one time and just change the headings. Here you are you want home, so just pass something in such a way that home should become, and you pass something in such a way that link should become. Means you are going to write less logic and it is going to take less time. Okay. And you are going to build your website dynamic. So using React, what are the benefits? The first thing, you will write less code. Okay. The second thing, you are going to reuse your logic. Now if someone says, now I want one more web page, if you want one more web page, you will not write the logic one more time. Now this time you are going to pass some data in such a way that this time here you are going to get something like link 6, 5, then you are going to get link 6. Now depending upon your requirement, you can pass some kind of data. In the React world, these are called props. So you are going to call props. So you might not understand what is props, but when you come when you move ahead in these sessions, like you are going to understand what are the props. So here, just what I wanted to say, instead of writing the logic for 3 times, we are going to write the logic only for one time, and for next 2 times we are going to reuse that logic. That's what benefit you are going to get using the React. The same benefit you are going to get with Angular as well. In Angular also, you are going to develop something for one time and you are going to reuse it for the 2 times. Now what is the difference between React and Angular? Now why I have to go with React only, not with the Angular? Now for that we have one more logic, one more reason. So the concept of React, we have one concept in React that is called virtual DOM. Something called virtual DOM. Now, what do you mean by virtual DOM? I hope you guys know JavaScript. So you know what is DOM, like document object model. Now you are going to write some kind of HTML. You are going to build a login page. So you are going to write some set of lines of your HTML. So internally, what your browser is going to do, it is going to form one DOM. So how the DOM will be something, it will be something like this. So all the elements will be formed in the T type of structure. So something like this. So you'll have the one root, then you are going to attach everything. So for example, this is your HTML tag. Then inside your HTML tag, you have one head tag. This is your head tag. And then this is your body tag. Now head tag will have more two tags, like this is called your link tag. Then you have something called style tag. Then in the body, you will have something called like h1 tag. Then you might have something called p tag. So, or in this h1 tag, you might have one more div tag, and inside this div tag, you might have one more anchor tag. So this is how the internally your browser is going to build the DOM. Okay. Now each and every time, for example, you have here h1 tag, right? Now you are going to display something in this h1 tag. Now you are going to do some operation and you are going to change the content of this h1. So what browser is going to do? It is going to load all this DOM one more time, means it is going to reload this entire DOM. Now we have less tags, so there will be no performance issue. Now just consider if you have something like 1,000, 20,000 lines of code. Now each and every time it is going to construct this DOM, it is going to load in the browser. So it is going to take little bit time. So that's where you are going to get a performance issue. So what React is telling, now what React will do, now React is going to maintain one kind, like whenever you are going to write this kind of file, and once in the initially a DOM is going to be created, right? Now, what React is going to do, it is going to maintain one copy of this particular DOM. So it is going to take the copy of this particular DOM. And he is going to maintain somewhere. Okay. Now this is like a virtual DOM. Now in the React, it is called virtual DOM. Now you are going to perform some operations, right? Now you changed the text of this h1. Now what React is going to do, it will just compare each and every DOM with the actual DOM. So it will compare whether we have changed this content, no. This content, no. This content, no. We have changed only h1 content. So it is going to update only this particular h1 content in the your browser. So with this, you are going to get much more fast performance, because you are not going to load entire DOM. You are going to load only the updated part of your file, not the entire file. But in normal Angular or any kind of your technologies like Vue or normal JavaScript, you are going to load each and like you are going to load entire DOM each and every time you are going to update something. So that's what makes React apart from this technology. That's why we say that the application which is built in React and the application which is built in Angular, if you compare the performance of both the both the applications, you are going to find React has much faster performance than the application which is built in some other technology. And apart from that, we have one more concept in the React called JSX. Now, what is JSX? Now, JSX going to stand for JavaScript and XML. Now, we are going to write the code in a such a way that that file going to consist the code with HTML plus JavaScript. So combination of this both the technologies, we are going to write the code in the React to create a UI. Now what is the benefit of this? Now it is going to make our website much more dynamic, much more easier to build an application, much more easier to build, I mean to write the code, so that a developer might not feel that complex to write some complex kind of a code. Now what JX is going to do? it is going to provide you a power to create your own element. What do you mean by your own element? For example, in HTML, we have the elements called h1, then we have something like p, then we have something like a video. Okay, so these are the predefined elements. Why we call this as a predefined elements? Because these are the elements which has been built by HTML, and they gave us the ready-made. They told if you write something in h1, then the size of that particular font will be big and it will be like bold. If you write if you keep something in the video tag, then it will be considered as a video. So if you wanted to play some video, then you can keep that particular stuff inside the video tag. So for every tag they give a specific action. So for this tag, this is the purpose. For this tag, this is the purpose. Now what React is telling, now instead of using predefined tag, you can create your own tag. Now you can create a tag, something called like Kabir. Now I wanted to create a tag element, something like a Kabir, and I wanted to give my own functionality for this particular element. Now if someone wanted to use Kabir element, he can use this particular Kabir element according to his requirement. So we can create our own elements. That's what benefit we are going to get with the React. So this is the one more benefit. So totally we, as of now, we saw three benefits. The first benefit is like we can reuse the template. We can create the template for one time and we can use the same template for the multiple times. So what are the benefit we are going to get? We might end with the writing less kind of a code, but that code is going to do much more work. Second is nothing but virtual DOM. Now using the virtual DOM, what will happen? Whatever the application you are going to create, it is going to give you a high performance. It will have very fast performance compared to the technologies that you have, like the technologies like Vue.js, you have AngularJS, you have something like Angular, and then we have something called JSX. Now JSX is nothing but a simple JavaScript and XML, the full form of JSX. Now it is going to give you a benefit of writing the code. So you can write the code in much simpler way. So if you know the HTML, then you are like you can handle JSX, because entire you are going to write the React code almost like an HTML. It's not same like HTML, but similar to your HTML tags. So now these are the benefits that you are going to get with the React.js. So I hope you guys got the clear idea. So what is React? Why we go for the React? Okay. Now present market, now everybody are moving towards the React. If I say, if we have something like 100 jobs, in 100 jobs, 70% of jobs you are going to get from the React, and 30 are from the another technologies. Out of 100, 70 jobs will be on React and 30 jobs will be on Angular. Why React? Because React is very small library, so you might not take much more time to learn that particular library, the first thing. And the second thing, it is very easy, and whatever the application you are going to create on React, it will give a high performance. So everybody required high performance, right? That would be our priority. If I'm building an application, I want that application should be very fast. So that's what the benefit you get with the React. And third is open source. What do you mean by open source? Now to use React technology, you need not to pay any amount. So you can use freely that particular technology in your company. So it is free, it is fast, and it is easy to learn. So what more we want? So that's the reason React is going to get a lot of demand. And one more thing, if you learn React.js is used to build web application, right? In the same way, if you wanted to build a mobile application, right, then for that we have one more library called React Native. So we have the library called React Native. Now React Native is used to build mobile applications, like mobile apps. Now, can we build only the Android applications? No. With React Native, you can build a mobile application, you can build iOS application as well. So that's what benefit you get. And the concepts what you are going to learn in React.js will be 80% similar concepts in React Native as well. So whatever the concept you might have learned in React, the same concept you are going to find in React Native. So to switch from React.js to React Native, it is not going to take any more time. You can learn in 10 days React Native. That's the one more benefit you are going to get with the React.js. And I hope like React Native has a huge demand as well. So you can find in the LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, like everybody is asking that you should require React. In my own company, already we have a module or we have a application which is going to internally used by our organization that has been built in the Angular. Now uh, they are thinking to switch that particular application in the React, because the benefit that they are going to get the React, because React has so many many developers are present, and it's very easy to implement. In future if they want to enhance that application, then that will be very easy in React, because it is going to give a high performance. So that's what like in my organization they are doing, just they are converting the Angular application into the React application. So these are the benefits that we are going to get. Now why you have to enroll in this particular course, that's what I wanted to know. So we have like created the syllabus already, it has been shared. So let me show you the syllabus. So this is like a course content that we are going to do. So we are going to start with the JavaScript. Why JavaScript? Because JavaScript is going to be the base for this learning the React.js. Now whenever as a fresher or a experience, if you wanted to give an interview on React, they're not going to ask directly questions on React. First they will start asking the questions on JavaScript. They will see whether you have the good command on JavaScript or not. If they feel that okay, you have that required knowledge on JavaScript, then only they are going to move ahead to ask the questions on React.js. And even if you wanted to learn React.js in depth, you have to be very perfect in JavaScript. That's the one thing. So we are not going to teach like from basics. We are going to teach only the concepts that are required to learn the React, and the concepts which are going to ask much more in your interviews. So the concepts like callback functions, the arrow functions, array methods, which is most important. You have to like if you wanted to manipulate any kind of data, then you have to use these array methods. Then you have something like async await. Then you should know what is JSON format. So I told you right, in the web architecture, now you are going to get the data from server in one format. That format is called JSON format. So as a client developer, as a React developer, you should know the format of that JSON, how that JSON format is, how the data is represented in that particular JSON, how you can extract the data from that particular JSON format, how you can like manipulate the data, like manipulate in the sense how you can delete the data, or if you wanted to update the data, or if you wanted to access the data. So all these operations you should know. So for that we are going to take a concept called JSON, where we are going to see what is JSON format, how we can insert the data, how we can delete the data, update and read the data. Then we call Ajax. Now Ajax is nothing but asynchronous. So now why we are going to use the Ajax? Now I'm telling like you wanted to send a request to the server, right? If you wanted to send a request, a network call, you require some kind of technology. That technology is nothing but your Ajax. Now, if you know the Ajax, then only you can send some request to the server and you can get the response from the server. So to understand this particular concept, we have to go with the Ajax. So we are going to see the Ajax in JavaScript. So these are the few concepts that we are going to cover in the JavaScript, which will take some 5 to 6 sessions, not more than that. Then we are going to come with the React core. So what do you mean by React core? In the React core, we are going to understand some basic concepts of React, like what is React, how we can build a component, how we can write a simple logic on React, okay, how React internally works, how the application start executing, that all the basics concepts we are going to see in the React. And one more thing, like we are going to see something called routing. What do you mean by routing? In my web page, I have home, I have about, and I have services. How, if I click on home, the data should be displayed home data. If I click on about, the data should be displayed about us. So how we can display such kind of data, how we can switch from one link to the another link, that concept is called routing. So that concept we are going to learn in the particular core React. Plus we are going to see how we can take the data from input. For example, I have told you the example of this Facebook, right? I'm going to enter some email ID and password, and I'm going to click this particular button. Now I have to send this email ID and password to the server, right? Now to send this particular data to the server, first of all, I have to take this data from this text box. So how we can take this data from the text box in the React? That's what we are going to learn. What are the events that are going to be triggered? Like if I click on this button, click event is going to trigger. So there is a slight difference between the events that you will find in JavaScript and the events that you will find in the React. So that's what we are going to learn in your core React. And you are going to learn something called life cycle methods. So what are life cycle methods? It is nothing but, what do you mean by life cycle? The birth to the death, whatever the time means, whenever you are going to start your application and whenever you are going to stop application. So during this time, some predefined functions will be triggered. So that, what are that functions and what is the benefit of that functions, and when we have to use that functions, in which scenario we have to use that functions. So all that we are going to learn in the life cycle methods. And one more thing, like we are going to understand, in React, everything we are going to build in the form of components. Now, what are components? So like I wanted to give a basic idea of components. Components are nothing but a simple piece of code. So just consider this is one component and you have one more component. Now here you are going to write some code of lines. Like you might write some 5 lines of code. Okay. In the same way, here you might write some 10 lines of code. Now what this 10 lines of code is going to do, it is going to perform one operation. And what this 5 lines of code is going to do, it is going to perform some more operation. So in this way, we are going to divide our applications in different components. So how to create that component? Now, sometimes we get a requirement where we will have some data here. Like you will have some kind of data in this particular component. Now you wanted to pass this data to this component. So how we can share the data between the components? So that's what we are going to learn in our core React. Now coming to our advanced React, which will be much more important, because in advance we are going to learn everything that is required in your real time. Now if you wanted to be a front-end developer, without this particular concepts, you cannot be a React developer. So that important is your React advance. Okay, now to understand React advance, you have to know the React core, because every basic concept that is required to start with React is going to be covered in the React core. Now to understand React core, you have to be familiar with the JavaScript. So we have structured in such a way that you are going to be a person who will have at least 2 years of a knowledge on React at the end of this course. If you practice well, if you prepare whatever the assignments we are going to do, you are going to develop the assignments that we are going to assign to you. And we have something called Redux. Now, as of now, you might not understand what is Redux, but without Redux knowledge, no one is going to select you as a React developer. So such an important concept and such a complex concept. Now we are going to make it is very easy. If someone asks you what is Redux, now you can speak at least 15 to 20 minutes about the Redux. So that kind of knowledge we are going to get with the Redux. Now what is Redux? It's like a state management. So Redux is much more important. With the React, they are going to ask you Redux. Now Redux is separate library. It is not the concept of your React. It is separate library, which is which will be used for the state management. And we have the new concepts in React called React hooks. Now I told we are going to write everything as a component in React. So there we are going to develop two types of component. One is called class, one is called functions. So functional components are very similar to the functions that we write in JavaScript, and classes are very simple, like it's very similar to the classes that we develop in Java technology or .NET. So that we are going to learn. So React hooks are all the advanced concepts that has been introduced from the version 16 in your React. So that's what we are going to learn. And one more thing I wanted to explain, like we are going to see some third party libraries. Like what is React table? Means if you wanted to construct a table, now you are going to use some called table tag, tr tag, td tag. Now instead of using that, someone has developed some beautiful tables. Now you wanted to use the logic of their table. So for that we are going to use some separate libraries. Okay, and we are going to build a end-to-end application. What do you mean by end-to-end application? Now I have shown you the web architecture, right? So we are going to build the application from the scratch. We are going to build your HTML, I mean client-side technologies. Then we are going to build a server. Then we are going to build one database as well. So we are going to build one end-to-end application so that you guys can understand how a web application works. Your role is to just build client application, but you should have the knowledge of server side. What is happening in the server side? What is happening in your database? So for that, we are going to use two databases like MongoDB and MySQL. One application in which we are going to use MongoDB. In another application, we are going to use MySQL as a database. In the server side, we are going to use the technology called Node.js. Now, if you wanted to build a server side application, then we are going to use the technology called Node. And in the client, we are going to use React. So totally 3 end-to-end applications we are going to build. First time React, Node, MongoDB. In second time, we are going to use React plus Redux, then Node.js, then we are going to use something called MongoDB. Third time we are going to use React plus React hooks. And the server side, it will be Node.js and database will be MongoDB. In this way, we are going to build a application end to end from scratch to the end using these three approaches, so that you guys can get a good command on web application, and you will have that confidence that you can be as a full stack developer as well. But this time your server side will be like Node.js. So if you know something like Java.NET, instead of Node, you can use Java.NET or something called Python or Django as well. So that's your wish. But in our course, we are going to use Node.js as the server side. So this is like the content that we are going to cover in this entire course. And I think it might take 45 to 50 sessions to complete this course. Now, once you have done with this course, you can claim yourself as like a 2 years of experience on React.js. So that kind of knowledge you are going to get, because in our this particular course, we are not going to concentrate much more on theory. We are going to focus on practical, and we are going to take real-time use cases. Now, if I wanted to use concept called like applying styles dynamically, if I wanted to apply the styles dynamically, then in which scenario we have to use this concept. So in real, I'm going to take a scenario which has been used in real time. So that scenario we are going to understand, and we are going to build the application. So that's the advantage that we are going to get in this particular course. So that's all, guys. I wanted to like take this demo as this much. Like we are not starting any React.js, just we wanted to make aware of what is React. why we have to go with the React, what is the course content we have in the React, and what are the outcomes you are going to get once you have learned this particular technology. Apart from this, we are going to use something like Bootstrap, which we have not mentioned, but we will be using the Bootstrap. So that will be advantage. And second will be like Git. Now, how you can share your code with someone. Now, like if you are working from home, you have wrote some code, right? Now that code you wanted to share with your lead or a teammate. Okay. Now how you can share. So for that, we are going to use a technology like Git. Okay, version control system. So we are going to understand about the Git as well. So totally we are going to know JavaScript, React.js, Bootstrap, and the Git. So this is what we are going to cover in this particular course, and it will take 45 to the 50 sessions. That's all guys for this particular demo session. If you have any kind of doubts, like you can ask us.
Yeah, thank you, Kabir, for a wonderful session on React.js. It was a very wonderful experience where you have taken from the scratch, like what is its technology, how it can be used, what is the future of this technology. So that's wonderful, Kabir.
Yeah, thank you, Azaz.
So, guys, anybody has any questions regarding the technology or the course? You can free to ask the questions now. You can unmute yourself and you can post your questions. For your all information, we would be starting the batch on React.js from next week, Monday. And it would be an evening time, like 8 o'clock in the evening, which is Indian Standard Time, until like 1 hour session on a daily basis. And it will be like 50 hours program where you will have 5 days a week training will be conducted Monday to Friday. So this will be taken by Mr. Kabir himself.
Like if you have any kind of doubts, it might be like related to technology or like any general doubts, you guys can ask. Like you can unmute yourself and you can ask.
Yes, I believe they have listened to you very carefully. So, if any questions are there, you can post your questions. Otherwise, we would end up our session over here. All right, Kabir, I believe we have done our best. So let's take them an opportunity to decide and let them know about our course and everything. Our admission coordinators will follow up with them.
Yeah, sure, Azaz.
Right. Thank you, Kabir. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a wonderful time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.